pink champagne, I'm totally vibing. It's true what they say, it's all about timing.
Hi guys, welcome to C Chronicles Unscripted. If this background looks familiar to you, that means you have checked out my other channel or you're coming from C Chronicles Talking Sense. So thank you so much for joining me today. Now, if you're new here, thank you again for choosing to click on this channel, and please consider subscribing and joining the family. What I have for you today, guys, is a Western Wednesdays. Hi guys, this video is a day late, but I thought to post it anyway. I promised to talk about Western fragrances on a Wednesday. Now, disclaimer, I'm going to change this background for this particular channel because I want the two channels to be different when I review fragrances. So I'm currently working on the unscripted Western Wednesdays background, which should be ready possibly maybe in 2 weeks or so. But for now, let's just make do with this. I'm going to be featuring Western fragrances, and we're going to be reviewing them or chit-chatting about them. The first fragrances I thought to bring to you guys are going to be the ones that I actually on my intro, okay, which is the Guerlains that I own in my collection. I felt it's best for me to just do the Guerlains and get them out of the way. Now, all things being equal, I'm also going to try to bring a collection at a time, but don't quote me on that. I'm just going to try to bring you like a host of like a cluster of fragrances at a time instead of one at a time. Because remember, this is unscripted. I don't want to turn it into just about fragrance reviews. So if we're bringing in issues, we're going to try and bring like 4 or 5 initials. That's what I'm trying to say. So today we're going to talk about the Guerlains in my collection. There's obviously a gazillion more. Okay, so if you don't see the one you were expecting, that's just because it's not in my collection. This is number 1, guys, and this is Terracotta. Let me just give it a quick spray here, but I more or less know about this fragrance, right? This fragrance is like it's mostly your yellow floral, okay? Yellow and white florals built around coconut and the terry flower. It's one of the good ones, guys, from Guerlain. It gives off a summer tone to it, tropical tone, kind of suntanny type of situation going on there. It wraps you around a creamy accord. Gorgeous fragrance, but it is that same creamy coconut upbeat suntan type of situation that may make some people not like this. They might find it heady, but if you love your coconut tone fragrances, then you are absolutely gonna love this. This screams summer and potentially even winter, because it is quite heady somewhere there. And the DNA in itself is 70% feminine, but I can see 30% of the men, wearing this without a problem. Lasting power for what it is. I'm going to cap it at about 9 hours, okay, with a massive sillage there. So you're going to get compliments, from this fragrance. It actually leaves a trail, I think, for a very good 2 hours, right? So that's what to expect from Guerlain's Terracotta Le Parfum. Do make sure that it's the Le Parfum, because I do think they have another version. Mine is the Le Parfum. So yeah, absolutely love Terracotta. This is going to be the first one. Let's move on to the next one. The second one on the lineup is going to be Idylle and Confession. I purchased this one for the bottle because I do believe they have rebottled this one, okay? So it doesn't come in this fancy bottle anymore, but you can, of course, get some that are still flying about in this bottle. But I'm saying the company Guerlain themselves have repackaged or rebottled this, but the juice is still the same. Now, Idylle is a bit underwhelming, especially if you're used to the uniqueness, the complexity, that the house of Guerlain offers in their juices there, in the fragrances there. This one kind of has like that crowd-pleasing appeal to it. So it's going to come across as one that you may want to test if you're not like me, who just, bought it because I wanted this look on my dresser. I wanted it to be part of my Guerlain collection. In itself, it's a host of florals. And the florals, interpret as a soapy. Well, let me list the florals. There is lily, there's lily of the valley here. I think there's freesia, jasmine, peony, as well as rose. But don't buy this one for the rose. If you love rose, don't buy this one for the rose, guys, because the rose in here might not be rosing enough, right? It's just a fragrance that ends up being about the lily and a soapy jasmine. What makes it not so special is the fact that Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker smells a lot like this, and I think Lovely is a clone of this. It could, I don't know, guys. I don't know which one came first. I didn't bother checking. But because it nails this DNA It just makes it more value for money maybe to purchase the Sarah Jessica Parker lovely one, because that one is more affordable in a way. And at the same time, the same DNA you're going to find in Cecil Rodriguez's EDP. So it is one of those DNA that has been played around a lot with. If you go to the mall, you're likely going to find somebody smelling like this. Has a little bit of some greenness there, has also a little bit of some powderiness there, but the greenness is not too cloying, if you will, because it does also have wafts of like a fresh peony to expect there. 6 to 7 hours is what I get from this fragrance, and it shouts feminine. If you like heavy florals and you're a man, you could possibly wear it. It leaves you in that 3-meter scent bubble, you know, where anyone around you within the 3-meter radius will be able to smell this. So it does have somewhat of a good projection, but it is one of those that if you have explored, especially the house of Guerlain, and you bought this as a blind buy, it might underwhelm you. So this is one that I would say, forget about the bottle, test first. It's Idylle, and it's the second one on the lineup. Third on the lineup, guys, is Mon Guerlain Edt, and unfortunately this one has been discontinued, but I'm gonna give this one flowers, guys, for being a fragrance that initiated me into the house of Guerlain, especially the Mon Guerlain, right? After I smelled this, I wanted all of them. It was the pocket that reminded me of who I was. Gonna spray this one, guys, on a tester paper, and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. But I know this fragrance very well because it's one of those that I just easy reach and I love. It is built around lavender, vanilla, and citruses. So it's going to have an aromatic tone to it there. Florals, especially that jasmine sambac there, also popping and doing the most. That is what to expect from this fragrance. It does say EDT, but don't let that EDT deter you. It's not a weakling of a fragrance. It does have a presence, guys. It screams spring and summer, but also has the potential to cross over to winter, as long as you know that it will be slightly toned down. There's a freshness that this fragrance carries in as much as it's aromatic because of that lavender. The freshness is coming from, I think, a double or triple dose of the citruses. This can be one that lasts till the next wash, depending on your nose, or can be one that lasts about 6-7 hours and you turn anosmic to it. That is one thing I noticed, okay, because it does have those citruses. I mean, you know, that aromaticness, but it is the citruses that pop the most, giving this like a bright, clean, bright, clean tone to a tad bit sharpness there. And because of the volatility of the citruses, it can be a fragrance that for some may disappear in 6 to 7 hours. But I think with my bottle, because it's been in my collection for a while, it is a fragrance that I can smell for over 12 hours, guys. This oozes femininity, but I can also see, men wearing this, but it just comes across to me as a femme fatale type of fragrance there, because in as much as it has all that wrap up, those beautiful florals, that aromatic lavender, it just has that gentle feminine thing happening there. Sophistication in a bottle is what I get from this particular fragrance, guys. Mon Guerlain, the EDT, the one that comes with a silver neck right there. Number 4, guys, is going to be my Mon Guerlain Intense. Now, this, guys, is a boss lady, bold, unapologetic fragrance. Right now, I skipped the Perfume, but I talked about this one. This has got that traditional Mon Guerlain DNA that you're going to be finding in these. Not all of them, but you will get a little bit of that in the floral as well. I think it is the use of that lavender that they keep bringing back, that lavender. This one has that double punch of vanilla, so it's gonna come across as a sweeter take to the EDT, and somewhere in between there, that EDP. But they've gone the extra mile when it comes to this one. They've added an almondy toned coumarin in this fragrance, guys, that adds a sophistication to that DNA, okay? And also expect a spiciness there coming from the licorice, and as if that's not enough, there's the wort in a mix. So the choice of notes that they used in the Intense are heavyweights, to an extent of ensuring that this one lives up to the intensity that it claims to be, lasting till the next wash. So this is not a fragrance you want to wear if, for instance, you don't want to talk to people or you just want to disappear in the crowd, because people are literally going to fish you out with this. It is just that loud, room filling, projecting. Everything about this fragrance, guys, is just 10 out of 10. When it comes to gender, in as much as I said the EDT is one that leans very feminine, to an extent femme fatale to me, this I can see men getting away with it. But let me say, it's going to be 80% feminine nonetheless. But because it has that aromatic lavender and the woods and those spices and that double punch of the vanilla, men can carry this easily if they like bold and unapologetic, complex fragrances. They absolutely love this fragrance, guys. So this is my Mon Guerlain Intense. And then they gave us Floral. I just had to show you this little mini box there so that you can see where it says Floral. Okay, there, that's where it says Floral. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to dab it on myself, because when it comes to the minis, you really can't, you know, like maybe spray them or whatever, because they come with dabbers. Okay, so I'm going to dab this on my arm, and then I'm just going to show you where I have, let me just show you quickly there where I have dabbed it. I don't know if you can see right there. Okay, just right there. Okay, so Floral is here in its mini version because I wasn't sure whether I actually needed this one, and up to now I really haven't decided whether I need this one, because it does make a reappearance of that same use of the lavender note. So do expect that aromatic tone that you get, you know, from the other Mon Guerlains I've spoken about here. That aromatic tone you're going to get from the Perfume, you're going to get from the EDT, you're going to get from the Intense, and you get from here, coming from the lavender. But what they have done with this one is they have thrown in a ton of florals there, and also a lot of citruses. So there is a citrusy burst to this fragrance amidst those unmistakable florals, okay? And also a distinct nectarous, fleshy peach in here that is also sweet. Why I say this might just end up being, you know, a mini that I just display is it's not giving me enough to want to own a full bottle. But if you don't have these and you were wondering, you know, whether you need this, all I can say is, say for instance you can't get your hands on the EDT because it's been discontinued, you may just want to buy the Floral, okay? Not that they smell the same, but there is that unmistakable continuity, you know, in this fragrance that is also in these other fragrances. So I don't feel it's different enough for me to want to own a full bottle. Am I saying I will never? I don't know. I might, guys. It gives me spring, summer vibes. It also gives me feminine vibes. Lasts about 12 hours, somewhere thereabout. It also has a ylang, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, there is also like a ylang that adds some richness to this fragrance, which is something that also contributes towards the lasting power of it. That ylang mixing with the lavender, but do you know, expect that citrusy burst. So there is a citrusy undertone to those florals. The good thing about this is the florals do not really interpret as green per se, but they are there doing something in the background. So yeah, guys, that is what I can say about the Floral. If I do manage to get some coins, I will see whether I actually need this or I need to buy something else, because I do have a wish list when it comes to the Guerlains. And maybe I should tell you about my wish list before I talk about Shalima. Spirituous double Venice on my wish list, Mandarin Basilic, the Souffle, I would love to add that one to my collection. I'll see if I can think of more. Okay, anyway, let's go to Shalima, which is the 6th one on the lineup. Let me just spray this one, but caution, let me say something. Caution, guys, in as much as this one is well sought after, this Shalima, why I say caution is it's one of those DNAs that you need to commit to, and to an extent I can say it's one of those DNAs that you need to be thoughtful of the people around you when you're going to wear this DNA, guys, because this comes with that, you know, complexity of the Guerlain fragrances. Does not smell like any of the Mon Guerlains or whatever. It's doing its own thing. It's got the unmistakable, intoxicating, timeless type of DNA. It takes you back down memory lane, you know, like when fragrances were done the old school way, where they used to punch a lot of notes in fragrances and then present that, and you end up with a fragrance that lasts till the next couple of washes. This is loud, guys. This is for the mature nose as well, especially if you're a young, you know, person. They can come across as giving, you know, like mummy vibes, like mature vibes, that type of thing. So it is a DNA that, though popular, you may want to get your nose on it first before you pull the trigger. The downside to this is it's not very much on the affordable side, just like all the Guerlains anyway. What am I saying? Except, of course, the Aqua Allegoria line. I noticed that Aqua Allegoria line is quite affordable. Now, the Shalima juice itself is going to give you a little bit of everything. Do you expect an incense smokiness in this, a spiciness in this, a woodiness in this, a leatheriness in this, an emberiness in this, a floralness in this, a little bit of a sweetness in this? So it is that presentation that you really cannot pin down. It's very sophisticated, okay, and quite Hollywoody, you know, old Hollywood glam type of situation going on there. I just had to have a bottle in my collection, guys. This one it was a little bit of a pinch on my pocket, but I just said I want it. Even if I'm not going to wear it, I just want it. You know, it is a very heady, quite polarizing fragrance there. So please do test this. And if you are to wear this around people, just make sure that you are mindful, especially with, you know, with the number of sprays there, because it can kind of maybe come across as a little bit too much to even the people around you. Another one that also gives me unisex vibes. In fact, I would say 60% feminine leaning and maybe 40% masculine there, but not masculine in the traditional way men fragrances smell. I'm just saying it is safe enough for either gender to wear. Okay, so this one lasts till the next wash, guys, and this one screams winter to my nose. So this is probably a fragrance that you want to wear in cooler weather. But of course, if you are crazy about fragrances, you will obviously wear whatever you want whenever you want. So that is Shalima, guys, and that is the 6th fragrance from the house of Guerlain that I have in my collection. Now the last 3 are going to be testers, guys. So disclaimer, if you have something against testers, you might not like this part. I got these testers obviously from buying the Guerlain fragrances. If you buy directly from Guerlain, they always throw testers, and some of these testers I'd actually forgot. What actually made me dig them out was that intro, the intro on Sea Chronicles Unscripted. Made me dig them out, because I thought, no, I do have testers somewhere. Some of the testers I've already lost, but I still have these 3 guys from Aqua Allegoria, and we're going to start with Mandarin Basilic. And this is my favorite. If there is one Aqua Allegoria I'm going to buy, it's going to be Mandarin Basilic, guys. Let me just spray it on its little box there, okay, and then we get to sniff it, right? Okay, exactly. I love this fragrance, guys. This is your green, fresh, aromatic, citrusy punch there. It is built around a photorealistic, sweet, rindy feel of a citrus, which is the bitter orange, the orange itself, mandarin orange, and I think there's clementine in this, and the mix in itself gives you that realistic, as though you were peeling an orange and it just, you know, went into your face there and you smelled that. It is just gorgeous, guys. And it has gentle florals, but the gentle florals here are not enough to disturb what's happening with those citruses, right? It's gentle. The DNA in itself comes across, guys, as just summer, lovable there. Okay, there is also that gentle peony flower that is amidst these citruses, but it's not disturbing much. And there is an aromatic basil there. So the basil in itself, because it does say basilic, okay, the basil itself just gives it like a spicy aromatic finish there. So do expect from Aqua Allegoria Mandarin Basilic a summer, fresh, citrusy scent that comes alive in the heat. Unfortunately, because again of the volatility of those citruses, I get a fragrance that lasts 5 to 6 hours, but you will enjoy this fragrance in those 5 to 6 hours. It's very enjoyable. It's really not bad. And like I said, the Aqua Allegoria line from Guerlain is not bad in terms of pricing. It's called Mandarin Basilic. Definitely one on my wish list. The next one is going to be Granada Salvia, okay? And it looks like that, right? So I'm going to spray it as well on its little tester paper there. I noticed they have written some stuff here. Oh, here I am cracking my head, yet they've written everything there. Well, not everything. It says running feet footedly through the gardens of Andalusia and sharing a crisp pomegranate. That's nice. Oh, I hadn't even noticed that. So let's spray it. Okay, that's it. Oh, God. It's just coming out like water. Like it's just... Anyway, this is Granada Salvia. Okay. I get a spicy aromatic tone from this. A mossy feel in this and a citrusy burst as well. So this is also going to have that citrusy tone, you know, in it. Does kind of have like an upbeat note in here, and I think it's sage. It's kind of like piercing amidst those citruses, okay? And it is that very note that's gonna make me say this could be a winter appropriate fragrance. I don't obviously have enough to say a lot about this because these are coming off testers, but I do get like a winter tone of a fragrance there. But funny enough, it has like a, you know, like a citrusy thing going on there. So I think it is what the citruses are built around, like that mossy feel, that spicy feel, that aromatic feel, which then makes it not only just about the citrus, but gives it like a punch, a pronounced punch there. I get also a little bit of a sourness in here. It could be the pomegranate, of course, because they did mention the pomegranate there, and pomegranate can come across as a little bit sour. I think of the three, because I have smelled them before when I was testing them, I think it was this one that had the best lasting power, if I'm not mistaken, because of that sage, the spice, and the aromatic tone. Okay, so yeah, and this to my nose is kind of unisex, even leaning masculine a little bit there, but it wasn't my favorite even when I tested it then. So this is one that I'm just bringing here, you know, for you to know about. But I personally wouldn't add this to my collection unless, of course, I'm gifted. You know, I would use it if I was gifted. But of the three that I have, the one that did strike me the most was the Mandarin Basilic. So that is it, guys, for this one. Sorry, I had put it away. That is it, guys, for Granada. Okay, Granada Salvia. Right now, the last one is going to be Orange Soleia. Orange Soleia. Okay, so it does seem like most of this line is focusing on maybe citrusy fragrances. I don't know, it's just the three that I have. So Orange Soleia, we're gonna spray it there. Okay, there's like a, you get my point. That's what I hate about little testers. Anyway, this is how it looks, right? For those who have it, that's fine. I don't have it. I'm just working with a little tester. Okay, so citrus is, again, a fresh, bitter, aromatic citrus tone. So it kind of has a little bit of bitterness that I got from Salvia. So there is also a bitterness in this. Now, because of that, I'm also going to say this one could outright be, say, 80% masculine leaning there, because with that bitterness, there's a green tone to this fragrance and a woody tone to it. So it has a little bit of a fresh citrus there. And then there's the woods writing there, and there's a little bit of a bitter thing going on there. It is like it's like a bitter astringent kind of thing going on, okay, with this fragrance. So this I'm going to cap at 80% masculine, guys. But if you're a woman, you can wear it, because now I'm getting like a minty tone, you know, coming to the surface there. So it is definitely within that masculine vibe type of situation there. So yeah, guys, that is what I can say about this one. And this, I think, maybe has the capacity to outlast the Granada. I don't know. Remember, these are only tested. So I think for what it is, just smelling it, for what it is, not that I've given it a full weigh, but for what it is, it could possibly outlast the Granada, because this one has got that minty tone, and a minty tone in a fragrance can actually work towards, you know, the lasting power of the fragrance. So that's it, guys. Those are my Guerlains. I would love to add more, like I said, especially the Spirituous Double Vanille. I would really, you know, love to have that in my collection. If I do eventually add that, then I will bring it here. I will try next Wednesday to bring you another collection. And I do know that this is not Wednesday. It's because I posted a fragrance oil video and this one wasn't complete. So I just thought, okay, let me just post something on a Wednesday instead of a Western Wednesdays, but then make it up for the C Chronicles Unscripted crew in another day and then explain myself. Thank you so much for joining me today. Love you so much as always, guys. Please remember to subscribe to this unscripted channel. There's a lot of mixed content to look forward to here. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.